the choices between the churches. I think that the rock and the hard place, which I didn't, that was a phrase that came from you. The major parties and the rush to the centre, the sort of thing that Bruce Duncan is saying here in the editorial, which I've just read. Climate change, asylum seekers, same-sex marriage, Indigenous rights, and many others perhaps. Certainly it's part of the dynamic of this 2010 election. Where do those interested in progressive social policy go in two-party terms? I don't think the answer is very clear to me at the moment. Then, of course, there's the fate of the alternative leaders and what that means. What has happened, I think, is that, and I've been watching all of the statements on social policy by the various national groups, comments on social policy are often critical of both major parties. Perhaps a little bit more critical of the coalition, but strikingly critical of the Labor Party, I think, from the, for instance, Caritas speaking out on cuts to foreign aid proposed by the coalition. That was one in which the coalition was singled out. But the major church providers, that is the Anglicans, the United Care, the Salvation Army and Catholics, speaking up about the need for mental health expenditure. Catholic Religious Australia speaking out on asylum seekers, and a number of groups speaking out on asylum seekers, and not really getting much joy on either side of major party politics. So that certainly is an issue for religion and politics in the current election. For some Christian believers that won't be a worry, but if Christian belief leads to a certain set of social values, then it is a worry, because two-party politics doesn't, it's like the two-airline policy really. You've got a choice between Qantas and Virgin, and sometimes neither of them are up to scratch. One alternative is the Greens. And the notable thing about the Greens, not an alternative for all Christians by any means, but one of the things about them is that over the last 5 or 6 years, the relationship between the Greens and Christians has been a very fractured relationship. Not because of environmental policy, but because of other policies. Christian opposition to the Greens is widespread among the conservative wing of Christian churches, Australian Christian Lobby, Cardinal Pell, many others, on same-sex marriage, on education, because the Greens are seen to be a supporter of public education rather than private education. Issues like prayers in Parliament. Bob Brown is one of those who has argued for the removal of prayers at the beginning of Parliament. That issues like some of those smaller issues, chaplaincy program is a big issue with parts of the Christian community.